We'll start options here. In previous, we have seen futures contract and forward contract. There are 4 derivatives contracts are there under derivatives market. Forward contracts and future contracts. In previous session, we have seen the difference between forwards and futures and with examples. Now we are seeing the options. Option means option. Option means you have 2 choices, whether you agree or do not agree. You have the option. Yes. So like this, options means betting. It may happen, may not happen. Yes. You are betting that tomorrow share price will go up. Today share price is there 100, each share price, and you are betting that tomorrow the share price will goes up 20. Means 120. It may go or may not go. If it is going tomorrow, the share price is going up to 120, you may be profitable. If share price is not going up to 120, if it is below 100 means 90, means you be in loss. So you are betting. In stock market also, you can bet like that. Options means betting on stock markets, betting on commodities, betting on shares, betting on currencies like foreign exchanges. You can bet that tomorrow dollar price, birr and dollar price, exchange rate may goes up. Today exchange rate may be 32 or 33. Tomorrow you are betting that the exchange rate, the birr and dollar, the exchange rate may goes 35. Means birr may be depreciated down. So like that, you can bet on stocks, you can bet on shares, you can bet on currencies, you can bet on commodities. Like that, there are many things are there under options. Okay, so let's see what are these options. What are the options? Okay, what are the options? Here I have given you the meaning. What are the options? Right? Contracts that give the holder the option to buy or sell. Okay, you can buy. You are getting the option to buy and sell specified quantity of the underlying asset. Underlying asset means the asset on which the contract is being prepared. Okay, the asset on which the options are being exercised. So underlying asset at a particular price on or before specified time period means tomorrow, after tomorrow, you are fixing the price today. You are fixing the price today that tomorrow share price may be 120. So your particular price or particular time period you are mentioning to buy or sell an asset, underlying asset with an option, So the word option means that the holder has the right to, but not the obligation to buy or sell an underlying asset. You are expecting that tomorrow the share, the underlying asset price may goes up. If it is goes up or may not goes up, but there is no obligation to buy or sell. You are expecting that. You are betting that. Okay, you are betting that. So like this, the option means the holder has the right but not the obligation to buy. You are betting with me. The share price may goes up or goes down, but we are putting some margin. I'm bet that the share price goes up. You are betting some amount. As per your betting, the share price is moving up means you will win the bet. If share price is not going up, you will lose the bet. So that is what the option in the stock market, that is called option. Okay, so this is the class which is required very personal interaction, because you may have some doubts, but online, this is what one way we are speaking. You may have some doubts, but you have to try to understand. No other way. Okay. Corona made us to meet on online. There is no class online offline class in the classroom interaction. If it is in the classroom interaction, it would be very good. But unfortunately, Corona made us to meet on online. So you have to try to understand. I know some of you are getting doubts on it, but we'll clear it on Telegram, or if you want to have personal uh, charting. Okay. So types of options. We have types of options like options are two types: call option, put option. Call option, put option. Call option gives the buyer right, but not the obligation to buy. Call option means buying. You are putting on that buying. You are putting the bet on buying. And put option. There is a put option also. Put option means you are betting on selling. You are betting on selling. So simply you remember that call means buying, put means selling in the options. So put gives the buyer the right but not the obligation to sell the given quantity of underlying asset. Put is selling. Call means buying. So this is what option that you have to remember. So call option, put option, buying and selling. Call option is related to buying. Put option is related to selling. Okay. You are simply betting that tomorrow in the share market, all will buy the shares. Buying means stock market goes up. You are betting on buying side. Buying side means you are betting that tomorrow stock market goes up. Why stock market goes up? Many of them will buy. That's why you are betting on stock market tomorrow goes up. So betting option, we can say that if you are putting a call option, that is you are supporting buy option. You are putting the put option, you are putting the option at a sell side. Tomorrow all will sell the shares. All will sell the shares means stock market, stock prices will come down. So like this, it is type of call option betting, put option betting, like that. This is option betting. We can say that call option, put option. And if you see this, yeah, if you see this call option example, when you are betting, I already told you, you are putting the betting means you have to put some margin. Margin means some advance, some amount. Say for example, here an example I gave here. What is that? Here one example I gave here. What is that? Call option, right to buy 100 Reliance shares, a price of 300 per share after 3 months. What I am telling you? Okay, you are put call option. You are entering into the call option to buy. How many shares you want to buy? 100 shares. At what price? 300. When? After 3 months. So current price is how much? 250. But your strike price after 3 months, at what price you are going to get delivery? 300. Strike price. This is strike price. Future delivery price. Next, after 3 months means expiry date. After 3 months, you are going to buy 100 shares at 300, but current price is 250. Your strike price, future which you are going to deliver the shares at price of 300. For this contract, you are paying the premium of 25 per share. Now advance booking. Your advance booking, it is that you are going to buy 100 shares at 300 after 3 months. For that, now you are paying premium. Premium means advance. You are paying 25 per share. 25 per share. Now you are paying. Means 25 per share times 100 shares. How much total? the amount to buy the call option. How much? 2,500. Now you are paying the premium to buy the 100 shares at a 300 each after 3 months. To buy this, now you are paying the premium advance payment. Somebody is doing a nonsense. Who is that? Don't use that ananoid. Clear this. Clear. Here the clear option is clear all the drawings. Don't do unnecessary things, extra things. Now, to get this call option, to buy this 100 shares at 300, now you are paying the advance payment of 25 each share, 25 into 100, 2,500 you are buying. Now, this is what the contract. Now, suppose after a month, market price is 400. Market price is 400. What is the current price? 250. You enter into the contract 300. Yes, but after 1 month, the share price of this Reliance company increased to 400. Then option is exercised. Option is exercised because the share price has been increased more than the 300. You enter into 300, no? It has been increased to 400. Now, you may exercise the contract. Now, the shares are bought now. You are buying the shares now because the share price has been increased, but you enter into 300. I entered to buy at 300, but it has been increased to 400. Now I can get this at 300. Now option is exercised. Net margin is how much? 100 shares times 400 the share price means 100 times 400, 40,000. You enter into the contract 300 the 300 shares times 100, that is 30,000, minus you paid the margin 2,500. So 40,000 minus 30,000 minus 2,500, your profit margin is 7,500. Your profit margin is 7,500. If market goes up, you entered into contract at 300 per share, but the market price has been increased after 1 month. So you will be in profit side of 7,500 because you have paid a premium of 2,500. So 40,000 is current price minus exercised price 300 into 100, 30,000 minus premium you paid is 2,500. 7,500 is profitable to you. Suppose another side, negative side. Suppose after 1 month, market price is 200. At what price you exercised? 300, but market price has come down to 200. Then the option is not exercised because it is not, I want to buy at 300. The option is not exercised. I want to buy at 300, but the market price has come down. You will be in loss. Option is not exercised. What you will lose? You will lose whatever advance you paid, that may loss to you. Whatever advance you paid, that is loss to you if market prices come down than strike price. Your strike price. So like this, 2,500 is total loss, whatever margin you paid. So your strike price is less than the market price. Okay, your strike price is less than the market price, you lose the premium. Okay, so this is what perfect example for option. This is a perfect example for option. And if you see this options terminology, there are some terminologies. Underlying means specified security or asset. Option premium means price paid. This is option premium, advance payment that paid. And one more thing, if you see strike price means pre-decided price in the future. And expiration date on which option expires. Exercise date, the option which is exercised on the day. And open interest, total number of options contracts that have not yet been expired. Unexpired unexpired contracts are called as open interest. And option holder, one who buy the option. Option writer, one who sell the option. So these are the terminologies that are being used in the options market, in the options market. So the options terminology, if you see this moneyness, just now we have seen spot price and strike price. In the call option means buying. In the call option means buying side. Put option means selling side. If spot price is greater than the strike price, spot price, how much is the spot price here? Spot price is how much? 400 is greater. Strike price 300. Okay, 400. Your spot price is 400. Strike price is 300. Then it is in the money. In the money means you are in the profit side. You are in the profit side. Whereas in the sell side, it is opposite. In the opposite, spot price. What is the spot price? 400. Spot price is less than the strike price. So it is. What is the spot price? 200. Strike price 300. So it is then it is in the spot price is less than the strike price. It is in the money, and at the money, within the money. At the money means both should be equal. Both should be equal. Out the money means losses. When the buyer and buying option, put option will get losses. Out the money means loss. Loss means spot price is less than the strike price, and spot price is greater than the strike price. So this is what in the money, out the money. This is the moneyness in the options contract. And this is the moneyness in the options contract. One more is saying that swaps. We have seen forward contracts, futures contract, options. Now fourth contract is swaps. Swap means exchange of cash flows. Swiping. Okay, swap means exchange of cash flows. What is that? Loan can be taken. When you are taking the loan, floating interest, fixed interest. There are two options: floating interest and fixed interest. Floating interest is there means based on the interest rate changes, your loan principal amount and loan interest also changes. Floating. Fixed means no change. No change. At the time of loan taking, whatever principal amount or loan interest amount is fixed, the same amount will be continued when you have taken the loan at a fixed. So there are two options: floating interest and fixed interest. Say for example, you and me, say for example, I thought that interest rates may not increase or decrease, may not increase. That's why I took it a fixed rate. You took at a floating rate. So later, if any changes, you and me can exchange the cash flows. That is called swiping. Swaps. That is called swap. Swap means fixed payer. Say for example here, one example I gave here. Fixed payer, those who are paying a fixed interest. Variable payer, those who are paying flexible interest based on the interest rate decided by a government or a bank. So sometimes later, I want to change from fixed interest to floating interest. You want to change from floating interest to fixed interest rate. So like this, the floating of interest is being possible under swaps. Exchange. You pay my fixed interest rate, I will pay your floating interest rate. Like that, exchange of cash flows is possible under swaps. Swiping means exchange. Exchange of interest cash flows. Interest cash flows can be possible. Okay. I thought that floating interest is profitable, and you thought that fixed interest is profitable. So like that, they may exchange floating and fixed interest rates between two parties, that is called swiping. So there are many things are there. What are swaps? If you see the meaning in swap, two counterparties agrees to enter into a contractual agreement where they agree to exchange the cash flows of periodic intervals, monthly interests, monthly principals, interest only, not principals, interest. Monthly interest can be exchanged between two parties. I'm thinking that fixed interest is profitable, but you are thinking that floating interest is profitable. So you pay my fixed interest, I will pay your floating interest, so that I can escape from the losses, you may escape from the losses. So like this, most swaps are traded over the counter. Over the counter means it is an individual agreement between you and me. And some also traded on future exchanges also. Some of them traded on future exchanges, stock markets also. There are two types of swaps are there. That is interest rate swaps and currency swaps. Currency swap means foreign exchange, they can swipe exchange. If beer rate is changing, I will pay. Your dollar rate is changing, you pay. Like that, they may exchange the cash flows for trading purpose. So like this, there are two types of swaps are there. One is interest rate swaps. Another one is currency swaps. That we can say that. So there are two types of swaps. What is an interest rate swap? Interest rate swap means I already told you, exchange of interest rates between two parties. Okay, one company agrees to pay predetermined fixed rate interest and notional principal for fixed number of years. Notional principal means principal amount, fixed interest. Every month you have to pay. Okay, so in return, you receive the interest at a floating rate on the same notional principal. Some of them are paying floating rate, some of them are paying fixed interest rates. So if they want to exchange both together, they can exchange interest rates between two parties. This is called interest rate swaps to avoid the losses in the interest payments. I'm thinking that fixed rate is profitable. You are thinking that floating rate is profitable, so that you can exchange the cash flows between two parties. That is what we can say that. Next, floating interest rate. Floating interest rate, on what basis these interest rates are being exchanged means, on what basis? LIBOR. LIBOR means London Interbank Offered Rate. Based on this LIBOR rate only, interest rates are being exchanged and paid to the bank. LIBOR, there is a international standard interest rates. Based on this international standard interest rates, this floating interest rate or interest rate swaps are been working. So LIBOR is the base, London Interbank Offered Rate. Based on this LIBOR only, exchange rates are being transferred. It is the average interest rate. LIBOR is, we can say that it is average interest rate estimated by leading banks in London. So it is a primary benchmark for short-term interest rates around the world. Similarly, we have MIBOR also. MIBOR means in Mumbai Interbank Offered Rate. Mumbai means in India. In India, we consider MIBOR, Mumbai Interbank Offered Rate. Based on this MIBOR only, exchange rates or interest rates are being exchanged between two parties. It is calculated by NSE, National Stock Exchange. It is one of the benchmark of the Indian stock market or stock market index, one of the index of the stock market. So this is what floating interest rate. And what is a currency swap? I told you there are two types of swaps, interest rate swaps and currency swaps. So currency swap means you may deal with the beer, I may deal with the dollar. Okay. Later you may exchange. I will pay difference amount in beer and you pay difference amount in dollar. So like this, a currency may be exchanged between two parties by taking the difference amounts exchange rates. And it is a swap that is included in exchange of principals and interest rates in on one currency, okay, in another currency. So it is considered to be a foreign exchange transaction. It is a foreign exchange transaction. You need beer, I need dollar, so that whatever the difference amount is there, that is been exchanged between you and me, that is a currency swap. It is not required by law to be shown in the balance sheet. Whatever the exchanges that you are showing, exchanges that you are paying between two parties, that may not be shown in the balance sheet. So the principal may be exchanged either by beginning or end of the tenure, whether it is 1 month, 2 months contracts you may enter. In these 2 months, 1 month, whatever the exchange rate, whatever the changes are happening between the two currencies, that the two currencies amounts can be exchanged between two parties. That is a currency swap. Okay. So with this, we have finished the derivatives concept under the 6th unit. So with this, we have finished 6 units. One more unit is left. Only one unit is left. That unit can be finished by next week. That unit may be finished by next week.